Hello students, our parents love us and they want us to be happy and independent individuals. Therefore, right from our childhood till we attain our adulthood, they want us to acquire different skills so that we become holistically developed individuals. Therefore, they send us to school to acquire academic skills or enroll us in some dance class or swimming class or music class or teach us cooking and cycling skills at home. But when we feel diffident or we feel not good enough, that time they will resort to different means to help us acquire the skills. They shout at us, they encourage us or even threaten us. All this because they love us. Now, this is not just the case of humans. Birds and animals too want their young ones to be happy and independent. In this lesson that we are going to learn today, his First Flight by Fly.Lets. There is a young seagull who is too afraid to fly. Let's see how his parents encourage him to make his first flight. So shall we learn? In this story, this young seagull is alone on the ledge because his brothers and sister, whose wings were far shorter than his own, had flown the previous day. They would just run towards the brink of the ledge, flap their wings and fly away. But this young seagull always felt that his wings are too weak to support him. Whenever he mustered up some courage and ran towards the edge of the ledge, he looked at the vast expanse of the sea and would get so terrified that he would run back to the hole under the ledge where he would sleep at night. His parents were a little worried, so they started encouraging him to make his first flight. They upbraided him, they called out to him shrilly and even threatened him to let him starve on the ledge unless he flew away. But this young seagull never mustered up or gathered courage to fly. So for the next 24 hours, they just leave him on the ledge alone. His parents teach his brothers and sister the art of flying, how to skim the waves, how to dive for fish. He had seen his older brother catching his first herring and his parents raising a proud cackle to appreciate him, while they would taunt him for his cowardice. Now it was afternoon. The sun was ascending the sky, and he was feeling the heat because he had not eaten since the previous nightfall. So now he decides that he should also do something so that he can draw their attention. He pretends to fall asleep, but nobody takes notice of him. He saw his two brothers and his sister lying on the plateau, dozing with their heads sunk into their necks. His father was preening the feathers on his white back. Only his mother was looking at him. She was standing on a little high hump on the plateau, her white breast thrust forward. Now and again, she tore at the piece of fish that lay at her feet and then scraped each side of her beak on the rock. The sight of the food maddened him. How he loved to tear food that way, scraping his beak now and again to wet it. "Ga, ga, ga," he cried, begging her to bring him some food. "Go call her," she screamed back derisively. But he kept calling plaintively, and after a minute or so, he uttered a joyful scream. His mother had picked up a piece of fish and was flying across to him with it. He leaned out, eagerly tapping the rock with his feet, trying to get nearer to her as she flew across. But when she was just opposite him, she halted, her wings motionless, the piece of fish in her beak almost within reach of his beak. He waited a moment in surprise, wondering why she did not come nearer. And then, maddened by hunger, he dived at the fish. With a loud scream, he fell outwards and downwards into space. Then a monstrous terror seized him, and his heart stood still. He could hear nothing. He could feel the tips of his wings cutting through the air. He was not falling headlong now. He was soaring gradually downwards and outwards. He was no longer afraid. He just felt a bit dizzy. Now that he had made his first flight, his parents were quite happy. His mother swooped past him, her wings making a loud noise. His father flew over him, while his brothers and sisters started flying around him, banking and soaring and diving. Everyone was so happy for him, appreciating him and giving him pieces of fish. So shall we discuss some vocabulary items from this lesson? The first is a phrase that I have taken, muster up. Muster up means to gather something. For example, a quality. Muster up courage. He mustered up courage and raised a question in the class. Next word is plunge. Plunge is jump or dive. The boys ran to the river and plunged into it. Next word that I have taken is upbraid. Upbraid is to scold. My parents upbraided me for staying up late at night. Next word is cowardice. Cowardice is lack of courage. She scolded him for his cowardice. She hated him for his cowardice. Next word we are taking is devour. Now devour is to eat greedily. The beggar devoured half the loaf of bread because he was hungry. Next is derisively. Derisively is showing someone that he is stupid or showing a lack of respect for someone. Now, for example, she laughed derisively at him for his lack of computer knowledge. The next word that I have taken here is beckoning. Beckoning is a gesture to someone to follow. For example, the parents beckoned him as they went ahead. There are many more words, unfamiliar words that you may find. Please look up in a dictionary. So I hope you enjoyed his first flight. There is a first time for everything, students, so never give up. Always try hard. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a small step. Thank you.